Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Strange Mind 6. I'm your host, Ruby, and today we're going to be getting back into Lost Soul, Be at Peace, a graphic memoir by Maggie Thrash, author of Honor Girl. Before we begin, I would like to say I do have my dogs here, so my dogs might be making a little bit of noise. Hopefully not too much. I'm going to try my best to have them be a little bit quiet. Um, but other than that, I just want to say thank you for taking the time out to be here and for clicking the video. I would greatly appreciate it if you hit that like button. And if you're not already, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. But with that, let's grab a snack, grab a drink, or sit back and relax. And let's get to this, shall we? Chapter 4. Sitting in the car with my dad is always weird. In kindergarten, they drill it into your head. Never get in a car with someone you don't know. But what they don't say is how you can live in the same house as someone and still be total strangers. I don't know what my dad would be surprised or unsurprised to learn about me. That I'll never go to Harvard, that I'm a lesbian, that I can see a ghost in his car at the very moment. It's hard not to notice the ugly blocks of cement surrounding the courthouse. They're to prevent killers from filling their cars with explosives and crashing them into the building. I can't believe it's some people's jobs to anticipate all the ways mass murder could occur in a situation. Like, at what point do you just give up? If the killers are so determined, and if everyone dies in the end anyways. Tommy, the ghost, says, "This whole floor is your dad's office? If I worked here, I would just live here." Maggie replies, "He practically does." I haven't been in my dad's office since I was 11. All the pictures are from when I was a little kid. There's no evidence here that I grew up at all. My mom won't even take pictures of me anymore. It's so weird. I'm so weird and hideous in her eyes. It's a decal meant for a car tire so he can run over your face 10,000 times a day. Mr. Brimble is selling this? Yes, sir. There's no overt threat, but the implication is clear. Maggie takes it, the little object that they are talking about, and she points. Oh my goodness. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Can I keep it? Her dad looks at her. Sure. Someone's selling this on the internet? The assistant says, "A very disturbed man." Why? Her father replies, "He's a man who spent 2 decades suing everyone he came in contact with, so I stripped him of his constitutional right to file lawsuits forever." Maggie replies, "You're allowed to do that? Take away people's constitutional rights?" Her father replies, "I do it every day. If I send a criminal to prison, I'm taking away his freedom, his right to be free. If I sentence a criminal to death, I'm taking away his right to live. And it's just up to you. It's up to the law. It never really hit me before that my dad has the authority to end people's lives. I wonder if I could do that. Look into someone's face and dispassionately say, "You don't deserve to live. I hereby revoke your life." Then bang the gavel and move on to the next case. Her father replies, "The prosecutor is showing evidence today. It's very graphic, and I don't think your mother would approve of you seeing it. I'll give you a signal, and that means it's time for you to leave the court. Is that understood?" "Yes, sir." When my dad puts on his robe, he's not really my dad anymore. He's his true self. I've heard other people's dads say stuff like, "I'm a father first, an investment banker second." I can't imagine my dad ever saying something like that. We'd all know it was a lie, that being the judge will always come first. A defendant or witness on stand says, "He said we were going to a party. He said it was his birthday. I got in his car and we drove to an ugly old house." One of the lawyers asks, "Is this the house he drove you to?" "Yes, ma'am." "The house seemed empty. First, I thought maybe it's a surprise party. Maybe everyone is hiding. But I got a bad feeling. I said I wanted to go home." "Did he let you?" "No. He whipped me with a belt. He said, 'You're never leaving this house.' He said it over and over." As Maggie looks at the girl on stand, she looks into her eyes. As the girl continues, "He chained me to a bed. He made me do heroin. He brought men to have sex with me. I didn't know how much time was going by." This is now going to be a trigger warning. I didn't know that this book had that, but it's going to be a trigger warning for SA, drug use, and also self-harm. So please be aware, and if you guys aren't or can't hear anything like that, please click off this video and choose one of my other videos. Getting back into the story, the lawyer asks, "Do you see that man today in this courtroom?" Maggie looks at her. The girl points to the man. "It was him." The lawyer says, "Let the record show that Miss Young has pointed to the defendant, Orlando Clifford. People called him Big C. He made me feel special, but it was all lies." "Mr. Clifford, did you bring Alana Young to the house on Lincoln Street?" "No, she was already there." "How did she get there?" Shrugs. "I don't know." "Did you whip her with a belt?" "No." "Did you chain her to a bed?" "No." "Then how do you explain the extensive scarring on her wrists?" I don't know. Maybe she's allergic to her bracelets. Did you force Miss Young to prostitute herself? No, she wanted to do it. She wanted money to buy, jewelry and clothes and stuff. Jewelry she was allergic to. My dad, Maggie says, in her mind, showed no emotions. It's like he's a chess master watching a game and he can tell 10 moves in advance who's going to win. I like to present evidence item D8 through 12 to the jury. Go ahead. Be advised that these items are very graphic and any juror needing a break may signal at any time. He nods to Maggie. Come on, we have to go now. No way, I'm staying. Maggie goes back into her father's office. She grabs the phone and calls her mom. Mom? Hi, Puddle Duck. Are you having fun? Have you seen Tommy yet? Maggie, you're being hysterical about... You know how cats are. They're very independent, probably exploring new territories. When you came home from Disney, Tommy was having a new adventure, remember? My mom is so optimistic. It's like she's disconnected from reality. There's a point where it's actually psychotic to have such a good attitude about a world that is so obviously terrible. Hello? Maggie looks. Doing okay down there? I'm fine. I'm just decompressing. Courtroom can get pretty rough. Have a Coke. Thanks. Gotta be tough for this sort of work. Your dad's got thick skin. I don't. Well, that's okay. You're young. You're not supposed to have thick skin yet. Hey, Bob. Do you know what this means? Oh, KYDMS? That's your dad's motto. Keep your damn mouth shut. What kind of motto is that? Well, when a federal case gets overturned in the Court of Appeals, it's usually because the judge made an error or said something prejudicial. So I guess your dad's learned to keep his thoughts to himself. Oh. Enjoy the rest of take your daughter to work day. You learning anything? Yes. As Tommy, the spirit, comes back into the room, Maggie asks, Oh my God, how was it? Tommy replies, It was bad. What was the evidence? What did they show? I'm not gonna say. As Maggie's father comes back in, we've got a break. Wanna go grab some lunch? Tommy, the spirit, says to Maggie, Go ahead without me. I just need to sit here for a minute. Maggie and her father go to Diva's Chicken and Waffles. Hey, Dad? If you send that guy Big C to prison, will his friends come kill us in revenge? What? No. That guy's a loser. He doesn't have any friends. Is that something that scares you? He asks Maggie. No. You know, when I was a prosecutor, I tried a case against a man who robbed and murdered two teenagers in a park. During my closing arguments, he jumped up and screamed, "I swear I'll escape and hunt you down and crush your skull." Whoa! And he did escape through a hole in the roof of the prison. He was at large for 7 days. You know where they found him? Where? Hiding under the bed of his mother's house like a scared child. People who threaten violence are pathetic. It's Bob's job to take those threats seriously. But between me and you, I don't pay any attention. It doesn't scare you at all? No. Most bad guys are idiots. Every single criminal who appears in my courtroom is someone who thought they'd get away with it. People will always believe they're special despite overwhelming evidence that they're just like everyone else. Except me, right? I'm actually special. Her dad looks at her, and she turns her head and looks out the window. Back at the office, are they still presenting evidence? Yeah, but I can't take any more. Why are your hands so dirty? Oh, I dig ditches every day after school. Why? For money, dumbbell, for college. It kind of boggles my mind that there are people who literally have no money. I guess I had a dim impression that if someone was digging ditches for money, it was because they couldn't come up with any better idea. But of course, it's not like I have a single idea of how to get money besides asking my dad. So if he didn't have any, I guess I'd just be lost. Wow, that sounds so hard. It's not that hard. I'm getting out of my house if it kills me. So, it's like real bad, your house? People have it worse. At least I have a clear way out. You're talking to the valedictorian, you know. I'm gonna. I'm going to UVA next year. I haven't really been taking this ghost very seriously, but suddenly I feel incredibly sad for him. I'm getting out of my house if it kills me. It's pretty obvious that it already did. But if he doesn't realize it, I'm not gonna say anything. Cool. Her dad comes in. Ready to go home? Yes, sir. 3:01 a.m. Maggie's still awake, looking at Tommy's dish. Tommy? Tommy? Creak. You see the painting. And there comes the hallway. The hallway that's red, with the door at the end. Where is Tommy? And all of a sudden, Maggie is in the painting. There are dead cats' heads everywhere. Oh no, the coyotes have been here. I have to look for Tommy. You don't have to look, I'll do it for you. Come on, close your eyes. I'll find her. As Maggie starts to cry. Ah! Don't open your eyes. Chapter 5. Dear Thomas, we are pleased to offer you admission to the University of Virginia and to the DuPont Scholarship for Academic and Civic Excellence. Please furnish us with a preferred address and we will be happy to make travel arrangements for you via the Greyhound bus lines. We hope to see you in September. Our most sincere congratulations. Maggie pops her head out the window as she sees Tommy, the spirit, sitting on the roof. Hey, I was looking for you. I had the worst dream last night. You okay? Yeah, I, I don't know. No, it just hit me all of a sudden. When I leave, my mom's gonna be alone with my dad. Your mom should get a divorce and move to Paris. She'd never do that. She'll waste away in the house, surrounded by trash till the day she dies. I can't let that hold me back. I have to lead my own life. I mean, right? Yeah, you shouldn't have to take care of her. She's the mom and you're the kid. It feels the other way around. If your mom can't help herself, then you can't help her either. She'll just suck you into her trash world and you'll end up as miserable as she is. I'm sure the choice seems simple to you. Your parents are like serious, responsible adults. That's certainly true. Do you ever wonder? Wonder what? It's like for every person, there's an original sin. The first thing you do in life, that's truly wrong, but you do it anyway. Maggie looks at Tommy. We should figure out what your deal is. What do you mean, my deal? What happened to you? What made you a ghost? Oh, I just figured it was a phase I was going through. What the hell is Claudie Cat? Yeah, no idea. What are we looking for? Any information about the property? I'm wondering if you lived here before. I definitely never lived here. I mean on the land, before the house was built. I don't think so. I'm from Alabama. Well, have you ever been to Atlanta? I've never been anywhere. Once a year I go to Mississippi to see my granddaddy. He lives in a log cabin with no electricity. I chop enough firewood to get him through the winter, then I go home. That's it. Well, it must be something. Maybe you went away from home and you came here, but your dad found you and he what? I don't know. He beat you to death or something. And don't look at me like that. Like I'm jumping to some insane conclusion. Your dad sounds scary. When I first met you, you were crying. You were carrying a gun in your own house. I don't see why I'd run away to Atlanta. I have a scholarship to Virginia. I'm going to Virginia. Okay, okay. Don't get all mad. I'm just trying to help you. You're just trying to get rid of me so you can have your mansion all to yourself again. That's not true. Why would I want this place to myself? It's empty and depressing, and it swallowed my cat. I'm lonely all the time. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled at you. It's just, you're telling me my life is already over. Whatever. Let's just drop it. I need to finish watching Hamlet and do my essay anyway. Well, don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. A picture appears. Whoa! Oh my god. Tommy, you have to see this. It's an exact copy of my house. Where is that place? No idea. I've never seen it before. There's an address on the back. White Garden, 900 Magnolia Circle. Kennesaw, Georgia. What's a Chinese restaurant? A restaurant that serves Chinese food. In America? Whoa, you seriously are from the sticks. Hello, number two, Chinese restaurant? Hi, I just wanted to ask a question. How long have you been in business? 5 years? And before that? Before it was number one Chinese restaurant. And before that, was it a big white house? Ask if it was zero Chinese restaurant. There is no before. Before is nothing. Hello? You like to order delivery? So, they all kill each other in the end? Yeah, pretty much. What's this? It's a fortune cookie. It contains your destiny. She cracks open the fortune cookie and gives it to Tommy. If you are happy, you are successful. That's not a destiny, that's an opinion. The opinion of someone with obviously low standards. Oh my god. As Maggie reads hers, God will give you everything you want. That's just typical. The most important theme of Shakespeare's Hamlet is, I quote Hamlet in my first trial. Ah! Oh my god, you scared me to death. I'm just walking down the hallway of my own house. Sorry. So what was the trial? A man had strangled a prostitute and dumped her body in a sewer. I told the jury they were responsible for assuring her death wouldn't be meaningless and forgotten. Remember me, remember me. Did they convict him? They did, and he hanged himself in his prison cell. Well, good night. Thanks for the bedtime story. As Maggie writes, the most important theme of Shakespeare's Hamlet is that everyone dies. It doesn't matter if the character is good or bad. Many of the characters seek revenge against each other, but they all die. No one wins, even Ophelia dies. Even though she didn't do anything, the moral is that the world is random and chaotic and full of death. Ugh. This is supposed to be 5 paragraphs, but I've already written everything I can think of. You just fill it with quotes from the book to support your theses. Here, I'll do it. Just show me how to use this thing. This is awesome. A ghost is doing my homework. They have a cat. I heard about a cat who traveled 300 miles to find its old home after the family moved. Hello? Are you listening to me? I can write your paper or I can talk to you. Pick one. Talk to me? Duh. Maggie, you need to take your grades more seriously. Don't you care about going to college? I mean, what do you want to do with your life? I want to be abducted by aliens and live in another world. And this is where we're going to leave off for chapter 6. Tune in next time, my dear friends. This has been Ruby, signing off.